Known for its sunny, palm-lined avenues, Los Angeles has long been a world center for culture and creativity. Though overlooked as just another metropolis, it has many gems waiting to be discovered. In this adventure, we go beyond the glitz and glamour of La La Land and go deep into its rich history, while rekindling memories and old friendships in a city where dreams are made and where they often take flight. Los Angeles in Southern California is bound by the Pacific Ocean on one side and towering mountains on the other. It is the second most populated city in the United States, next to New York. Los Angeles County is made up of many different cities, mostly capturing the world's imagination through their portrayal in movies and TV. I always like seeing things from a higher perspective, and the best place to do so would be on one of LA's peaks. The Griffith Observatory, sitting atop the slopes facing Mount Hollywood, offers a commanding view of the city.
This observatory was built by Griffith J. Griffith to make astronomy more accessible to the public. During World War II, the planetarium was used to train pilots for celestial navigation.
The building is a beautiful construction done in the Greek and Beaux Arts style. Inside, a focal pendulum demonstrates the rotation of the Earth. Griffith J. Griffith is one of the city's wealthy benefactors who left a lasting contribution to scientific discovery. As the planetarium observed the heavens, Los Angeles is also the place to visit to see some stars. Hollywood is synonymous to the American film industry. Major studios call this place home. The name was coined when H.J. Whitley, a Canadian real estate developer, was on his honeymoon on the hills of LA in 1886. A Chinese man carrying wood greeted him as he passed by. Whitley asked what he was doing, and the Chinese man replied, "Hollywood," or hauling wood. The name stuck since. Hollywood Land became the name of the housing development until it was shortened and became the name of the neighborhood. By the early 1900s, Thomas Edison held patents for motion pictures in New Jersey, and filmmakers were often sued for making movies. To escape this, most motion picture companies moved west to Los Angeles and set up office here. Today in Hollywood Boulevard, one can feel the vibrant energy and nostalgia for the golden age of American cinema. The El Capitan Theater and Grauman's Chinese Theater are two major movie palaces built in the 1920s to host movie premieres. The Chinese Theater is where the Academy Awards are held and is known for its slabs of concrete imprinted with the prints and signatures of noted celebrities. Here are two that you may easily recognize.
We have the same body build. Maybe I have the same funny look.
As you continue to look down the pavement, you will see that you are walking in a veritable avenue of stars, with names of some A-listers immortalized on the pavement. For many, this symbolizes the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. To be able to say you have made it to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
This guy looks familiar. This name sounds familiar. I think he's a good-looking actor in the Philippines.
Finally, all my dreaming has paid off. I hope I don't wake up from it. After all, everything starts with a dream. And they say LA is the place to fulfill it. Take Walt Disney, for example. The animator from Missouri ventured into Hollywood to become the most Oscar-awarded individual and a global cultural icon. A striking tribute to his success is the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown LA, with its unique architecture. Made to look like music sheets thrown in the wind, it is a testament to Disney's lively imagination. Another interesting place to visit downtown is a museum called The Broad. Commissioned by the philanthropist and art collector Eli Broad, it houses a unique collection of contemporary art made to challenge one's imagination. It currently holds 2,000 pieces of art, with a good number of them playing on perspective and scale. So, with a little bit of imagination, a suitcase full of dreams, an unstoppable desire to think big, I am sure Los Angeles is the place for any dreamer. Up next, I take a break from being a Hollywood star to explore LA's interesting past, discovering things well below its surface. With the significant distances between points of interest, what you will do a lot of when you visit LA is driving. And if you're in the hills of Hollywood, you'll be sure to find yourself in one of LA's famous streets immortalized in the movies. Sunset Boulevard, with its iconic palm trees, stretches some 39 kilometers from Hollywood all the way to the Pacific Coast Highway. It's where the first film studios opened, making it an important piece of LA's history. Driving down Beverly Hills, you can make your way to Rodeo Drive. Known as the epicenter of luxury fashion and lifestyle, Rodeo Drive spans 3 blocks of upscale shops and boutiques. Whether you're embarking on a shopping spree or simply looking at the window displays and hefty price tags, Rodeo Drive is always a pleasant area to walk around in. Iconic movie locations can be found here, like the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Julia Roberts' Pretty Woman. And being in the heart of Hollywood, you may just catch a movie being filmed. Well, that's just an ordinary day in Tinseltown. But beyond LA's glitz and glamour is a place filled with history. Los Angeles began as El Pueblo de la Reina de Los Angeles, or City of the Queen of Angels. It was a Spanish colonial town founded in 1781. If you head over downtown, you can trace the beginnings of LA over at Olvera Street.
Olvera Street is the oldest street in Los Angeles. It is the site where 44 settlers traveled across the desert, which is now present-day Mexico, and started a farming community here.
The first adobe houses were built here during the Spanish occupation. Today, this area of LA has a colorful and vibrant Mexican vibe. Walking down Olvera Street takes you back to Old Mexico, where craft shops and restaurants line the tree-shaded marketplace. Preserving this place is a beautiful homage to the customs and traditions of LA's Mexican and Latino heritage. Just a stone's throw away from Olvera Street is another historic site. Known as the last of the great train stations, Union Station is the largest railroad passenger terminal in the western United States. It serves 110,000 passengers a day and is a major hub for Southern California. The building is noted for its architecture, mixing Art Deco and Spanish colonial revival style, among others. If the place seems familiar, that's because it is a popular filming location, especially for period movies. But Los Angeles history can be traced a long way back, when they made some mammoth-sized discoveries underground. And I mean that literally.
During the Ice Age, these mammoths actually were walking along Wilshire Boulevard.
These are the La Brea tar pits, formed as natural asphalt seeped up from the ground for thousands of years. The thick, bubbling pools of tar have become a sticky time capsule as they trapped and made fossils out of many Ice Age creatures that roamed this area. The tar pits yielded more than 600 species of prehistoric mammals, birds, insects, and plants that offered a clearer picture of what California looked like 40,000 years ago. The giant mastodons are distant relatives of present-day elephants. Their tusks reach up to 16 feet long. Another herbivore that roamed the fields is the antique bison.
It has a bigger shoulder and a bigger hump on its back. Also a little bit longer horns.
Despite being associated with the Middle East and Africa, camels actually originated from North America. Here are the bones of an extinct camel species found here. A curious mammal we don't see nowadays is this one.
This was actually a ground sloth. Pretty big for a sloth.
There are also extinct species of bears and horses. Dire wolves, an extinct species of wolves and the largest that ever existed, were also found here in huge numbers. And finally, one of the most ferocious predators in the fields of Southern California, the saber-tooth. Its huge, curving canines could grow up to 8 inches long and was an excellent tool for hunting prey. It is known to be the largest species of cat to live on Earth. Until today, scientists continue to discover more fossils in the tar pits. They painstakingly remove the tar from the bones and sort them to be able to study and recreate life in these ancient streets of LA. After a day of exploration, I headed for Santa Monica Pier for a relaxing afternoon.
This iconic 1,600-foot boardwalk was first opened in 1909. Since then, it's been a favorite of both visitors and locals to hang out and take a look at the Pacific Ocean.
Amid its street performers and carnival rides, people flock here to catch a view of its world-famous sunsets. As I watched the sunset, I couldn't help but feel nostalgic about my early days of flying in this part of LA.
The first flying I did here in America was tow advertising banners. I'd take off from Huntington Beach, fly north, all the way here to Santa Monica, and that point there is where I turn back and head towards the south, all the way up to Laguna Beach, and then land again at Huntington Beach. I miss those flying days.
Los Angeles is indeed filled with history, including some of mine. And I'm very happy to be able to come back here at this point of my life and rediscover this place. Up next, I go for a scenic drive along California's Pacific Coast Highway, stop for the best hamburger this side of America, and discover a hidden gem for aviation buffs. Even if Los Angeles is known for its crazy traffic, I've been lucky to breeze through the freeways the past few days. And driving around has been an absolute pleasure, especially with the new Panamera 4S. I decided to pass by a few places I enjoyed visiting in the past, savoring the power and freedom this car offers.
The new panel of the Porsche is really nice. It is very clean and straightforward. Not too many switches like the older ones. Everything is touchscreen. And the little buttons that they have is very firm and made out of stainless steel. It feels like airplane switches. That's why I like it.
Southern California is known to have some of the most scenic drives in the world. I take the Pacific Coast Highway on California State Route 1. This cliff-hugging 123-mile stretch of road offers dramatic views of the coastline. It passes through golden beaches and seaside villages, where you will find a laid-back surfing culture. It's also a famous lookout for ocean wildlife.
During my younger years, I used to spend a lot of time here after flying. The whales would normally migrate from the north to the south up to Mexico during this time of the year. And you can see the whales pass by, and always interesting sight to see.
I make my way to Long Beach, where I spent a lot of time at the airport in the past, doing airplane buying and selling. After finishing a day's work at the airport, there's nothing better than sitting down for a good old hamburger at one of my favorite places in Long Beach. I'm surprised that it's still here after decades of not being able to visit.
They've always prepared it in this manner. I remember treating out all the mechanics and buying a bunch of this every time we packed an airplane in Long Beach. This looks very, very good. I still think this is the best hamburger here in the LA area. Taste hasn't changed.
From Long Beach, I headed to Santa Paula Airport in the city of Ventura.
We're heading northwest to Santa Paula Airport to meet a good old friend of mine, Don Older. He said it would be a nice drive with a nice view, and he's right. The mountains is a change of scene from LA traffic. I've got very nice acceleration in this car. The 8-gear transmission is good.
Don Older used to be my flight and sim instructor at Flight Safety. We've always shared a lot of common interests, and it's great to catch up with him after all these years.
It's been a while.
Yep.
How long? Maybe 15 years?
15, 17 years, something like that.
And you're still at Flight Safety?
Still a flight safety, yeah. Great place to work, fun, bunch of people and all that. So nice training pilots.
Imparting knowledge to young kids and even older ones is always a good feeling, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing about when the flight instruction business, you sort of teach the young and the old, all different ages, and it's nice to try to give them a perspective on the flying world.
Well, thank you for inviting me here. This is so unusual. I don't feel like it's a modern airport.
Well, that's the beauty of this airport. It's like a throwback to the old days because you see a lot of antique aircraft. It's in a beautiful setting. You got mountains and open country and all, uncontrolled, variety of aircraft and people, and again, coupled with a beautiful surrounding.
I know, I've been to all the airports in the LA area except this.
Right.
And I was missing a lot.
Santa Paula Airport packs a lot of aviation history. It was 1927 and 25-year-old Charles Lindbergh has just successfully completed the first solo non-stop flight from Long Island, New York to Paris, France. The rest of America had airplane fever. Local ranchers Ralph Dickinson and Dan Emmett from Santa Paula joined with like-minded farmers to form an aeronautics club. However, tragedy struck as the nearby St. Francis Dam broke, washing up Dickinson's airstrip and hangar. Rising up from the calamity, they raised funds with the local community to build an airport with their own hands. Santa Paula Airport was inaugurated with much celebration and fanfare in August 1930, with aerobatics, parachuting, and attendance of famous aviators of the time. By 1938, with a population of 7,000 people, Santa Paula had the most airplanes per capita than any other community in America. Today, it continues to be the home of about 300 general aviation aircraft and the playground of some Hollywood celebrities who are also aviation enthusiasts. And if you visit on the first Sunday of the month, you'll be treated to open hangars where you'll see personal collections of aircraft, cars, motorcycles, and just about any toy you can dream of. It's also great to meet the local aviators and learn about their current projects.
It's a private airport. All of us who are hangar owners own 2 shares.
You got one of the most scenic areas around to fly in.
Yes.
People can wander just about anywhere they want to in the airport.
That's how airports should be.
That's right. This is a great place. The people are friendly. There are a lot of old airplanes here.
And a lot of talent. A lot of people actually build them themselves.
Yeah, a lot of talent.
There are plenty of antique and historic aircraft as well. This particular Gypsy Moth used to belong to Bud Gurney, a longtime friend of Charles Lindbergh, who used to barnstorm with him in the 1920s. They took their first flight together in 1922 and became lifelong buddies. Lindbergh would often visit Gurney's hangar here in their later years. They took their last flight together in 1963 on board this Gypsy Moth. This airport holds so much more interesting flying stories that it really warrants more than just one visit. Los Angeles is more than just the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Underneath its shiny surface is a wealth of history, challenges and struggles to be able to build that dream and to reach that elusive star. I was glad to be able to begin my dreams of flight in this place, taking in its natural beauty and the hope it offers. Because after all, the world belongs to those who dare to dream big.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari.